your confidence in Philadelphia. Meanwhile, C, D, F game?
Wow.
Drew
I like that.
gives his grade, while Schottenheimer says the
like
Cowboys can still win the Super Bowl. We have a new grade on the desk with a mysterious question mark. I love it. And finally, of course, it's the hottest segment in all of sports and the return of Nick's Picks, looking for a bounce-back year.
Why would you say that?
Because
I was
Danny Parkins
62.
smoked them.
Listen, no, hold on. I was 62% against the spread. It's the third best year in the history of this network. Colin in 2019, Danny last year, me last year. That's just the truth.
But Nick,
Sick brew.
did you get a ring?
Yeah, dude.
No, I got to watch with all the money I made betting my picks.
That is-
That's what I got.
You gotta beat Danny Parker.
Well, that's
all there is.
That's
Hold
as
on.
simple as it
Now,
is.
Are the
this
Chiefs
year,
sitting there
no.
last year talking
No.
about we got
This
to
year-
the Super Bowl?
No, but
we beat Baltimore. We beat Buffalo.
That was
Two
one of
things.
the best games.
You're gonna-
Win
just
the
like,
Super Bowl.
Hold on. Just like Brew, you and I evidently really hurt Wild's feelings
A little
yesterday.
bit, but I changed
You're
it.
gonna hurt my feelings here. Two things. One is
Who's on a hurt
one
feelings
is
spree?
I have to beat Danny this year because now he's part of this show. And the second one is you wouldn't say that the Chiefs are a good example. How are the Chiefs going to recover from the failure of last season? They didn't.
Say it all the time.
Well,
That's
yeah,
why I'm
that's why
surprised
you're
I'm
reviled.
beloved.
You're not beloved.
Ooh, I got the
It
draw.
is getting chippy up in here.
Yeah.
I'm the only one that doesn't have hurt feelings.
Because you're the one hurt.
You know what? Dusty, get the graphic.
No, the graphic is
Brutal.
No.
These two be soft.
No.
All right, they're getting feelings hurt up in here.
I had to text Brew on the
I got my
side.
feelings hurt because he said I wasn't the Jalen Hurts
I
guy.
know.
I'm like, that
Get
hurts
the,
the
get
show,
get
bro.
Bruto ready.
And it's a it's a
Little
cousin of
old
saying I'm not the
school.
Shingun guy. That hurts my feelings.
That's the other thing. Wilds called me in his office, and it's too strong
Shared
to say
office.
tears in his eyes, but it's a little. And it was like, listen, if I'm not the Hurts guy, what am I?
It's true.
That's what happened. I had to text Brew on the side like, yo, man, Ixnay on the Hurts thing.
I was just trying to make an interesting conversation. You guys tore down months of work with my tweets. House of Cards.
First hour, first things first. Banner night. Jalen Hurts scrambles for 2 touchdowns, throws for 188. Eagles hang on. Jalen now 5-0 in season openers. Here he is after the game.
Doesn't matter how it looks. Doesn't matter how it goes. It's just about finding ways to win. And in this league, it's very challenging, especially in these first games. They tend to come down to the wire, especially when there's not a lot of ball on tape. And so I'm proud of the team. I'm proud of everybody weathering the different adversities that came our way today. And it's always good to get a win.
Are you more or less confident in Philadelphia after last night?
I have an announcement.
Another announcement.
First major one of the year.
They're not making the playoffs?
No. Come on.
Don't try to jump my
Wait,
announcement, Brew.
Yeah.
That might be it.
All summer long, I was heckled worldwide, including in a couple different countries in Europe,
Yeah.
by Eagle fans maniacally asking me some version of, when are you going to stop doubting the Eagles? And honest to God, I thought my answer to them was, enjoy your Super Bowl and leave me alone. Yeah. But in my head, what I thought was, honestly, you'll probably see that this year. Because as evidenced by, I think, yesterday, right before the game, I tried to get like on the record my take on Jalen Hurts. Wilds has moved me a bit on Jalen, and I do think more highly of him going into this season than I have at any point of his career. And I don't look at, the NFC as a whole as having the best of the best teams compared to the AFC with Kansas City, Baltimore, and Buffalo. So even though I didn't pick them to go to the Super Bowl, right, I thought I was probably going to be higher on them this year than I had been any year in the past. And I know it's going to seem reactionary, but through one game, I have seen enough. That team is not getting back to the Super Bowl. That team, when it starts to go sideways, and it starts to look like, oh yeah, they're not quite the same team, you know what's going to be said? Should have seen it coming. Remember how the year started? The first play of the season, they unluckily suffer an injury, and before the second play of the season, their best player on their defense is spitting on the league's highest paid player. Going into the year, if there was a concern, what was it? Pass rush and secondary. Immediately, first game of the year, it's like, ooh, yikes. Like, they don't look the same in that regard, and other bubbling potential stories going into the year, like if it got off right, well, you know, what about A.J. Brown getting, you know, being able to eat? Well, he had his career low in targets, all in the first game of the year against a team that none of us think is great. So I have, oddly, more faith after that game in their quarterback, because he did, and I know you're going to talk about it, everything Wild says he does. I have less faith in the overall quality of that Eagles roster than I've had at any point in the last 3 years. So I have less faith, Brew, and I do not think they're going to defend their NFC championship.
Well,
or Super Bowl championship.
Let me say a couple things quickly. Jalen obviously played fantastic. I thought fantastic. But his demeanor, you can see the difference. I've talked about how I think he's going to be more confident, a better leader, more credibility in the locker room. Like, I felt like just in the way he, even on the field in the post-game interview, I felt he was smiling more than I've usually seen him. And, you know, in that clip we just showed, he just seems to exude a confidence.
Yes.
Because I've done it. You can question me all you want, but I know I've done it, and you know I've done it. So I like that. I also think this, Nick, because I'm not going as far as you. I didn't pick them to get to the Super Bowl, so
But you wouldn't be shocked by it.
No, I'm not writing them off. But what I said, I watched the game with a friend last night. What I said to him afterwards was, next week, and I know we'll have plenty of time to talk about that.
No, but
that's going to be interesting. Certainly if they rout the Chiefs, but if they beat the Chiefs comfortably, you know, then to me what that says is they have the Chiefs number. Not that they're, to your point, not that they're way better than everybody else in the NFL, but that for whatever reason, they are a tough matchup for the Chiefs. And, you know, we saw it in regular season victory. We obviously saw it in the Super Bowl. And even the Super Bowl they lost, they played well. So that's what I'm going to be watching. But, yeah, I got less confidence. I don't see how anyone, a Philadelphia Eagles fan or whoever, couldn't have less confidence in the Eagles now than they had 2 days ago. And I'm not writing them off, but they were run on. The Cowboys, who none of us thought had a great running game.
You did privately like Javonte Williams.
I did, and he looked like the Javonte Williams I fell in love with in Denver his rookie year. 5.5 yards a carry.
That's right.
And then they obviously ran for a lot of yards. A lot of it was Jalen. But Saquon averaged 3.3 yards a carry. He only had one game last year where he averaged fewer than that.
Well, that was the other thing. Saquon getting bottled up, if you were like, hey, how is he going to respond to the 2,000-yard season again?
And I think he'll be fine, but Dallas played better, and they just couldn't get their run game going. And you mentioned Adoree Jackson. Come on.
Well, they've got real questions throughout the secondary, and they have real questions for
and even Mitchell
rush.
Made some mistakes. So
Eagles defense, because I agree with you, although I want to be steadfastly pro-Eagles, lest I get torn apart. That being said, the last 2 times we've seen this Eagles defense, in the Super Bowl, 6 sacks, 11 QB hits, and the Chiefs converted 27% of their third down. Last night, 0 sacks. I don't even know if we were close to a sack, to be honest.
There was one on a big Dak completion where it looked like they were about to get a strip sack.
Yeah, they got
and Dak got it on the Pickens DPI, I think, actually.
Okay.
But
and then they did tip a ball.
And third down conversion at 64%. Now, the one reason to have confidence.
There you go. You get to peacock now, buddy.
In the Eagles is a very Mahomesian game from Jalen Hurts. What needs to get done? I will get it done. Do I need to throw the ball? I will if I have to. Do I need to pick up a pivotal first down that really won't show up in the highlights, but is sort of a back-breaking, oop, you're not going to get done with this drive, tush push, 3rd and 1, get across. And I also have an announcement to make.
Oh, my.
The show has been going on for far before I joined, and their segments have come and segments have gone. And sometimes you get rid of segments that you don't think are working. Sometimes you lose things that are working, but no longer make editorial sense. The announcement is that we are back with one of our favorite graphics. No. Dusty, can you hit the music? And Brew, could you do the honors of calling for what is simply known as... Yeah, call for the graphic.
Just say Dusty the Graphic.
Dusty the Graphic!
Now, what is football about? Oh, my goodness, we're back. We are back.
Wow.
70% of career
Wow.
But
what was
Hurts
known as the Jimmy G graphic is now known as the Mahomes, Brady, Lamar, Roger Staubach, Joe Montana, Peyton Manning, and Jalen Hurts graphic. Brew, welcome back. It's really yours. It's almost like my gift to the show and gift to you.
This is awesome.
I just could not be happy.
And for the viewers that think we may know this, we didn't know this was coming. Only Wilds knew this was coming.
But when he said...
Well done, Wilds.
It's not me. It's Jalen Hurts.
Yeah, he is famous. If you're new to the show, believe it or not, I know this will shock people. Brew used to love Jimmy Garoppolo.
Well, I call it being fair. I call it being fair.
And one of his favorite go-to stats when we would argue, and I'd be like, he's not good. And we were like, well, if he's not good, explain the graphic. And it was Jimmy Garoppolo on there.
Jimmy out, Jalen in.
Yeah.
Now, I could see
Congratulations, Wilds.
how you could throw me over the ropes on that one.
Yeah, I'm not, but today's not the day.
That being said, today's not the day.
Because I thought Jalen made all the plays.
I also
Yeah,
think...
I actually, and obviously we all know how great Mahomes is. I wouldn't call it Mahomes. Mahomes had a lot of wins last year where you didn't think he played that well, and then situationally he made the plays. I watching that game, I felt Jalen was great throughout the whole game. I know his passing numbers aren't huge, but obviously ran for 2 touchdowns, and they weren't 2-yard runs.
You want to hear the interesting...
No, his runs were backbreakers, including the one that iced the game.
14 rushing touchdowns last year. None on scrambles. Both on scrambles this time.
So that
was faster.
So can I say something on that note? This is, and maybe it's better framed this way. It's not that I don't value the quarterback sneak touchdown. It's that I value that so much more.
I think that's fair.
And so, like, you know what I mean? When we talk about a guy's rushing touchdowns, the touchdowns he got last night to me are, I know they're all touchdowns, but I'm saying it awkwardly. Like, those are...
No, that's different than...
Whether he gets it or he
those
hits
to me are
one.
more valuable than if it's 1st and goal at the 1 after a pass interference, and you have a million different ways you're almost assuredly going to score, and they just push it instead of handing it to Saquon. Those were, the critical plays, and then the 3rd down to end the game. You know what I mean? When
that felt Mahomes.
I think the word too, and I get valuable. They're more impressive.
Yeah, sure.
Than a 1-yard sneak from the 1-yard line.
Meanwhile, the Cowboys came in as 8.5-point underdogs, but to me, looked pretty good. I'm not giving out the grade.